Hello.
Hey, hello,
Hello.
hello. It's me, Rich.C, with Steve and Gary. How are we doing?
Hey.
Okay, now everybody, we've had a few internet issues. Gary may freeze at some point, or other, but let's hope it's in a really right, Gary. Where do we want to start tonight, Steve?
I think the last thing that was mentioned last week, just as we finished, was the toilet seat question. About was that a toilet seat behind Gary?
No. It is the light you can see now here. It's a ring light.
It's out of shot.
Is it out of shot?
The better story would have been that it was a toilet seat.
Is it coming into shot?
Yes.
It's a ring light. It's got a camera on it.
Toilet seat. No, it's actually one of those lights. Gives you a nice round overall decent colour to work from, doesn't it?
Yeah. I still plan it a lot more light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kick off with what Gary might have floating around in his office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because last week we were like, oh, we don't have anything to show you, and this week we've got far too much to show you.
Oh no, we're not. Oh, he's turned the camera off.
There we go. First one.
Okay, so what's this? Oh, this looks like it goes with our sawmill type thing.
Well, this is if you think Annie did lumberjills at
Bad Squiddo.
Bad Squiddo Annie, yeah.
So we just decided that we would do a set for it. It's based upon a proper timber mill using a steam engine to drive the saw. The crane is a hand crank crane, and it actually would turns. Right. So that was just done as inspiration from Annie's lumberjill set. So. But it's quite
but that could be quite easily be some, you apart from the saw bit, you take that could be sort of a sort of field engineering, McReamy type thing, crane.
There's side cranes that are very similar too.
Yeah.
So
lifting those turrets off tanks in the field, maybe.
Yeah.
All working with the Bailey bridges.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So there's that one. I mean, this is like Blue Peter, one I prepared earlier. Whoa. Got all the figures wobbling on that one. There it is. A little space to put them afterwards. So, some other stuff I've been playing with, which is fun, was I showed you some cactus going upside down. Well, it's part of a bit of a train tile thing we're playing with.
That looks like railway tracks on a terrain tile.
It is railway track on a train tile.
Fantastic. So we're going to be able to lock and load them all together. Lovely. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at my computer screen at the moment just to show where it is. So that's part of it. But this is sorry, Steve.
Have we done these? And we've done these so that they'll locate on the tiles, haven't they? So you don't have to faff around and try and line them up.
Yeah, there's a little locating jig that comes with them. I'm looking around for
a patent pending widget.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the bendy bit as well. Cool.
So the railway wagon I showed last week is all part and parcel of a themed sort of set of kit that we're bringing with it.
Yeah.
All to do with railways. But as Steve said, it'll cross continents.
Yeah.
Whether that is Afghanistan, got you there.
Yeah.
And that was what the magnets are for.
Yeah. The old.
So if you have a train tile box, you can slot all the train tiles into it, up into the box. Take all the.
Yeah, just slide them in.
And then slide them in and put those in the drawers underneath.
Yeah.
So that.
It's all part of a cunning plan.
Yeah, it's all part of a plan.
It's like it been thought about.
Oh yes, long time ago too. I'm loving getting this stuff started. So there's your cactus, all with the neodymium magnets. Got it right this time, folks.
Yay!
Get your polarities right. So that's that lot.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good. Nice to see.
Yeah.
Ooh, something that is finished, that was finished a while ago. It's small. It's sweet. Steve has one that isn't painted.
I'll show mine off.
Go on. See? Now you see how hard it is when you don't want to show it things. Teeny, isn't it?
Yeah. SC's got a painted one.
Yeah, focus in to go. That's it. Lovely. Dead center.
Right, this is as good as I can get it. Hang on, because I go to my drawers behind me, folks. I can find the relevant soldiers. I like drawers of the things. You can idea the scale.
All right, whilst he's looking, make sure we all get our questions in, guys. See if we can answer some today, or perhaps we'll pick them up next week.
Oh man, why can't you find them any one way?
Yeah, Adam's just called it the amphibious battle taxi, which seems quite appropriate.
Oh, I can't find them. Always the way when you want something fast.
Yeah, well, it's kind of this. So this is this in the newsletter this weekend? I'm asking you.
No,
week after, isn't it?
Yeah.
Week after. So it's imminent. Yeah. Well, we keep the nautical, the sort of water
it's
water
a
theme going.
Month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff with because we've been rearranging our categories, and we've got all the ships together in one place, all the trains in one place, all the vehicles in one place, and this is one of those that crosses both. So we'll be out in a couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
Just as a different sort of theme for it, you got a ice station sort of look at it. It's sort of in the centre. I'll stop it in a sec, Rich, because I know what you're like. Don't move it because it goes out of focus, says Rich.
And there's got drop sides on it, and a tail, so you can drop them down or just leave them up. So it's quite cool.
2 or 3 of those, get your whole platoon in. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
One of those
Top Gunner. Someone can model a Top Gunner on it.
Yeah. Crew somewhere. So, then the next thing, where
It's got wheels. I'm sure there's something that nobody's seen yet.
No.
this is
one that Gary and I have talked about. Kind of on, and we just kind of mentioned it a few times, don't we? Every 6 months it gets mentioned. Well, we should do one of them, and then it was asked for. Someone asked about one a couple of weeks ago. So this is one of those kits that didn't exist on, Monday.
Yeah, was it?
And it's
2 weeks later, it's painted.
yeah.
I'm actually working on the instructions at the moment, so I'll be finished tomorrow.
Yeah, that's nice. Gary's even found a clever use for buttons, haven't you?
Yeah. 5mm buttons for the rigging.
For rigging.
So, yes.
I'll tell you what, we'll ask the question of the crowd watching. I am struggling what the heck that is called, which is the beam that all the I've just forgot what they're called. These bits at the top can't see because his fingers are in the way, Gary. What those bits are holding the spar. They go down to that bar. It's not like the spar part.
Right, so that's a question for everybody who's of a nautical mind. Where do all the bits go? Yes.
I wish.
What are they called?
I knew what it was for last week. I can't remember.
They've got one of those posters that labels everything, and there's several hundred different bits with different names. Yeah.
My first book of vote.
So that's something new.
So that's a cog.
That is the cog. Yeah.
Okay.
Busy.
What period is that from?
This will do from 1200s up to 1370s.
Okay.
Couple
So,
100 years-ish, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's
it works
nice.
well.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I can see some opportunities for some 3D printing there.
You're a slave driver, Rich. Go away.
Harry, get them designed.
So that's a couple of new boats this month that were sort of, why not?
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So so we start, the dows are all starting to go out. Is it next week? We'll start sending them out.
Yeah.
And then, and the cog will be available or pre-ordered very soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I might steal one though for me first because I like that.
It's a really crisp build.
When I say steal, I mean borrow.
Yeah. The thing is that every so often I do kits and Steve doesn't get them in Derby. They stay here because I like them too much.
Yes.
Unfortunately, these two are staying here.
So I'll just jump in the car in a moment when we finish.
They go with.
Yeah.
We can't go well with the. I'll take the machine guns off of this because it's a bit brutal to have machine guns on this. Because they work alongside.
Oh, the Viking longship.
The Viking longship. So, with all the bits stored. Oh, hello.
Won't turn around now, you're going to catch you.
The Arab dhow is quite large, folks. So, there we go. Okay. They're both very long, very good ships. I've spoilt me yours.
So it's boats. It's all been about boats this last few weeks.
Yeah, it's one of those things that Steve and I'll have a chat in the background. Rich and people are like, we have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah,
and we'll go off piece.
Yeah, we haven't seen the list of what you got planned. So, but I noticed that we got. So as we come towards the end of our nautical theme, we'll be having the cog and then the stalwart. Then we'll be rolling into. I think we showed everybody the hobby desk, didn't we, last week?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And hopefully after that, we should start seeing some of the sort of bit of Wild West, perhaps.
Oh! Are you trying to prompt me again?
Maybe.
A leading question.
Leading question.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's like Aladdin Cave for you guys, isn't it? This.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you see, the lockdown kind of ruined the trip down there to sort of sit and look at stuff. So this is us going, go and get this off the shelf and show us it again.
So if you're building a railway, you kind of need to sometimes have a town or something, don't you?
Have we got John around? Do you think he's looking at the moment?
No.
No. Oh, shame. He's going to miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he likes to know where the name of the hotels come from.
So that's not wood on the back.
No, that is our tent town, our end of the line, our mining town, our end of
a new town.
New town being fresh.
Yeah. So they would they'd pop up as the railroads were built. These new towns would appear on them, or tent towns, temporary things, and they would just build wooden frames and canvas over the top of them, and same with mining towns and things, and it would be quite fast and furious, I suppose, the way they would just expand.
Yeah.
So
the railway, redoing the railway on the tiles was an excuse to do some stuff we talked about for a while. So
And I found a really, really beautiful photograph of a real sort of restaurant cafe with a bar. So that one there actually has tables inside. You know, it's like when you do photographs.
Yeah. You've got Shack on the back of that store as well, in the restaurant.
Yeah. And got the wanted poster there. Anybody capable of zooming in on who it is? I think it's for crimes against acting, comedy, and good taste.
It's just too much of a carry-on for me to look at that.
So they're nearly finished. I got to do the instructions for those and photographs, guys, because it's going to be set up with all the railway bits and pieces.
And that's a bit of it's a little sub range that just bolts straight onto our Old West range as well.
Yeah, so it works with it.
So it could be mixed. You could do it all. Do a nice little theme layout, or just mix a couple of these
into the existing town.
The existing stuff. Yeah. So it could just be a new build on the edge of town.
House rule: using your knife to cut through the side of the to escape the gunfight.
That's back to the desert-based carry-on film, which is the possibly worst carry-on film ever made. With Phil Silvers. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to come back, folks, scare everybody.
Okay. No, that's a fantastic show of what we got. So I'm looking forward to seeing those tents come up this week, and I can see layouts straight away, photos that I can get done. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I had all the trains out the other day, and that came together really nicely. And talking to Steve, I think we want to do a big board, don't we? Have the factories, have the goods yard. But
I'd love to do a big
board
that's just
across the board.
Yeah, just a big marshalling yard with lots of wagons, and then reset it between games, and you've got something that looks really cool. But you can change it every time you play by just shuffling them around.
Yeah. Different carriages in different places and all over the place.
Yeah, and you can fight through them, in them, on them, over them, under them.
Yeah, I think those games where you can jump inside the carriage and out the other side.
It'd be interesting for a game as well, because you then have quite long lines between the carriages down them, so you'll have very short distances between them, but from one end to the other.
One thing that we can take is that if I've painted it, and I've got the instructions done, it's coming, guys.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's just, as we've said before, we've got so many things in the pipeline that it can build a volume to the point where it's like we're under stuff.
I suppose as well, the book is an example of lots and lots of new kits that lockdowns kind of slowed down a little bit. We had some plans, and we've not followed it quite like we were going to, but there's a lot of new kits that are there sitting ready to come.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The Old West, this end of 10-town stuff links in with the existing Sarisa Old West kits. Then we've got the new Old West kits, which are highlighted in the book, as you say. And then, of course, that links in, hence the P&A stores imports.
Yeah.
To the Panda Hotel.
And of course, that all links down south as well with the south of the border.
Yeah.
And then we come back up through the different periods. Right through to the ACW later on.
Railways are quite a cool way of linking periods, to be honest, aren't they? Because you get that the railways, they sort of build a track, and then it stays there. It gets used over quite a time. It gets expanded on, abandoned, brought back in.
Yeah. All I've got to say is, Lestin, don't say things like that. It makes his head too big.
He's talking about the starter kit, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, lots of Arabia and lots of other
Yes.
periods and places around the world.
Well, if you can imagine the down with the paddle steamers.
Dow paddle steamers, the railway embankment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Desert Fort.
Yeah.
Desert Fort. Yeah, you can easily see it all coming together in another area totally. Or you head up into the Black Sea. Head off up into Russia. Russian houses, trains heading across again. Got the ships across the border there. Yeah. So inspirational wise, how have you come up with these ideas to go that direction?
Films, go on, admit it. Films.
Very rainy summer holidays, and the BBC, with as many black and white films as they had, would come at you.
Yeah.
Just like the Desert Fort. Have you seen the Four Feathers?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen the really early one?
The original one.
The black and white one?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The Four Feathers and the river, and pulling the boats up the river. All of that one. And then even the first colour one, that's quite cool too. So yeah, all of that sort of stuff. You know, when somebody mentioned the type of ship, I'm thinking 39 Steps.
Yeah.
And that sort of level of stuff. Although my partner, whose heritage had shipbuilding in it, used to build large ships for foreign navies. So there's some inspiration there. So it comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
Long chats with Steve as well, because we go off all over the place. It's
that's where the game side of it comes in, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it can be a mix. It could just be something, a building that you see you think's really cool, or just an idea for a table, and then you think, oh, that needs that. So it depends. It really depends. Sometimes it's just we both say the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
No, and that leads us back to all our customers out there, because we've had some really interesting photos come in, haven't we? One, I think recently on the ACW, a particular inn.
That's right. Yeah, it was the American War of Independence, and I can't remember the name of the building. Someone sent some photos, some archive photos of a really cool building, and it was really characterful, and that's the sort of thing that gives you a bit of inspiration to do something.
The interesting thing is that
it just looks quite cool.
Yeah,
it no longer exists. That building.
No, it's just an anvil or something on the corner where
it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sensing some nervousness, folks. You know, I'm starting to move things around, and you're thinking, "What the dickens is going to
That's what we're saying, though, is we've got such a range, but we're absolutely, although we've got plans for a lot of stuff, with the recent things like the Boroughs and Badgers board and the COG there, we're extremely open to work with people on ideas they've got. So get those ideas in if it's something that you definitely want to see in MDF. I'm sure we can do something there. Oh, that little section.
Where's mine? I don't know where mine is at that. You've moved it today, but you tidied the desk.
I don't need to wait. It's on the shelf on the printers.
I'm trying to find my French force to go with it.
The showing off going now.
All Gary's doing is just sitting playing with all his toys. He's just getting them all out one after the other and setting things up, and we're watching them.
Yeah, we don't normally do this, though, do we?
No.
That's really nice to see, and doing those. It's a good example of how you could just take a terrain tile and a couple of pieces and do a diorama.
Yeah.
Yes, Adam's asking if that's a 1940s truck. Yes, it's a Renault, a small Renault truck.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The unfortunate that there he goes and finds them. There you go. Crazy, isn't it?
Now I believe that if that's the one I think it is, all of them were used by the Germans.
Yes. Yeah, they were
like into
went into production.
Yeah.
And then the Germans were the ones that
used them all.
used them all. So here we go. It's just outside the loo. There you go.
Yeah.
Just waiting to go into the loo. Social distance is waiting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Adam now feels that he wants to go to the toilet after seeing the pissoir.
And I've just found the right figures for the right period for the stalwart guys. So you get a good idea.
Just to give you an idea of size. Oh, fantastic.
For period.
Yeah.
Cool.
Respect.
So the other thing that we're trying to think, well, Gary's playing with these toys there. The other thing that we did this week was the Alamo Kickstarters are all done and gone. In fact, I think that, you know, even some of the remoter ones, the further away ones, should all be landing now. So that's quite cool. So it's done. Hey! I think we've just got 2 more to do that were tied into other things. Well, they're done. They've just got to get sent out. But who tagged on with other stuff? But no, everything's done. So we completed it.
Fantastic.
On time, just.
With the majority of the time doing it with 3 people, Steve.
Yes,
Yeah, 3 people working. Yeah, and they're working in different places or at different times. So.
Yeah, so it was challenging, but you know we were very, very, very focused on not using it as an excuse for being late, because we'd taken the decision to do a Kickstarter quite seriously. Yeah. So I'm really pleased with that. Pleased with everyone that did it.
Way out. Yeah, even the massive one that's painted is nearly out the door. Nearly. Just a few bits to sort.
In a crate. The size of Alamo, probably.
Up at the moment. Yeah, huge.
Yes. Yeah, there's just a couple of bits on that we just got to finish off. So the painted one's the one that's sitting. In fact, it's behind me, all set out. We didn't want to put it in the boxes. Yeah.
In its boxes, yes.
Yeah. So we set it all up again to have a look at it.
Yeah. Always check in.
I think things at the factory are fairly settled now, aren't they? We've got that out the door. There's all the new releases all tested now. They're all ready to start going into production.
Yeah, I think we've changed. We've updated the sort of shipping info and things. I think on the whole, most stuff's taken a couple. Yeah, it is sort of normal time things in stock. We've got the odd thing that's not in stock. It's sort of they'll just sit in a queue and get done in the order they're in, and that will be a little bit slower. But we're still working through these as quick as we can, and it's not excessive. I think there's some stuff that's about a week, but that's not too bad really. But we're catching up on that quite quick, and building stock back up. Just the stock's taking a bit of a pummeling. We've been very busy, and not, topping up stocks being sort of secondary to just getting stuff out the door.
Yeah, so, focusing on everybody's orders.
Yeah,
fantastic. I think it's probably time to wrap up, but we should probably say that I think maybe Dave is on with us next week.
I think we'll get him on. He's sitting over there busily working away, so hopefully
Yeah. So, and that means we'll talk a little bit about Dark Ops. It's our little baby brother, so to speak.
We mentioned it last week, but we'll get Dave on. He can tell you about that. And he's strange, less northern than me accent.
Right, we'll surprise everybody with that next week. Okay, so this wraps things up, Gary. Thank you very much for getting all the little kits out there and giving us a show and tell. Thank you, Steve, and goodbye.
All right, cheers. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys.